going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is by now. Now, ladies and gents, I thought I would showcase a little game that I had with my friend Son of a Lag. Shout out to you, Son of a Lag, where we were playing a couple of duels on EDO Pro. Now, the deck that I was using was actually Melffy's. Now, I'm going to take you through a couple of the duels that we had just for a bit of fun and just to show you guys kind of some of the things that Melffy's can do. They're not by any stretch of the imagination, like I've always said, a meta deck at the moment, but it is very fun to play. Being able to just bounce cards back and forwards to your hand is just really cool, as well as disrupt your opponent. So yeah, so let's get straight into it. Alright, so starting us off, I start off with the Obedient School. Now, fortunately for me, this did not get ashed, but it just... being able to go into an Obedient School just gives you loads of advantage, and typically what you want to do is start off with Melffy of the Forest, because this can search your missing combo pieces. Is also a bit of a negate for any of your opponent's monsters, which is really cool. So yeah, so get a search off. I go for Melffy Hide and Seek. Now this card is really good as well. So what it does is basically it protects your monsters from card destruction. Each of your beast monsters once per turn. It's also a mini pot of average, so you can shuffle in 3 beast monsters from your graveyard into your deck and draw a card, which can come in clutch. So it's kind of in your opponent's interest to kind of get rid of this card. Otherwise, Melffy just occurs so much advantage, which is really crazy. So end phase, I'm going to special summon out my Melffy cards, and as you can see, my field is full. So it starts off his plays using a Foolish Burial to dump a card. I go straight into a Herald of the Archetype, being able to have an Omni Negate on board, which is really powerful. Now, as you can see here, ladies and gents, I actually bounced a Melffy back to my hand in terms of Melffy Catty to basically get a Kalantosa for a follow-up play for the next turn. Now, funnily enough, as well as being bounced back from my field to hand, Melffy Catty also triggers Melffy of the Forest, which allows me to negate the Phantom Knights of Breaksword, so we can't actually activate its effect to pop a card, which is really cool. So yeah, because that was his intention. So I get another search again, use the mini pot of average effect to get a draw, and I draw into a Saravis, which is really cool. Negate his Sanctum with my Herald of the Archetype. He does actually get to pop it because it was destroyed, which is not a problem, because at the moment I'm whittling him down and he has not got much in the way of setup. And each end phase that I have, my Melffy monsters are just going to jump straight back onto the field and start recurring more advantage, which is crazy. Something that I really like about this deck. Alright, so he special summons Unchained Soul of Disaster. Look at my hand, ladies and gents. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand, 3 cards on field, which is crazy. So he decides to pop Melffy Playhouse and get to another summon into Old Entity Hastor. I actually love this card. So if this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and equip this card from your graveyard to that monster. That monster cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated. If this card leaves the field, equipped to a monster by this effect, take control of the monster this card was equipped to. So basically, this is a walking Lost Wind Change of Heart, which is just absolutely crazy, and it's so easy to make in this Melffy deck, especially with Hoppier Squadron or one of the fabled cards. I think it's Cerebellum or Cerebral, sorry. It's crazy. And once again, the Melffys just jump out during the end phase, just advantage over advantage, which is just crazy. So he decides to pick Sergio to search a Paradolia, which then allows him to search a Sergio, which is a nice play. I decided to pop his Sergio here because it was his normal summon, which is something that I probably shouldn't have done because he obviously went into Evil Eye Awakening. However, I do bounce the pony back to hand, which allows me to recur a resource out of my graveyard. And then I can negate Sergio with Forest's effect. He does go to link off, decides to kill Forest, tries to link off, but I have Saravis in hand, which allows me to negate his target in effect. And then I can activate Cursed Javelin, reducing attack to 0 and basically swinging into game. So Melffy's, ladies and gents, definitely a deck that is really fun. It does require you to manage your resources correctly, and be able to just basically have a heads up on what the opponent's doing and know where their critical choke points are. So let's get into the next game. Now this is a bit of a contrast. Let's swap this over and pause it. Now I am actually going second in this situation, and I did not side correctly because Solemn Judgment going second does not do a whole lot, if anything, to be honest. Probably could have changed this for a Solemn Strike, but it is what it is. I do have a Melffy card, which is good. I've got Fenny and I've got Pony. However, because I'm going second, you'll see what the problem is with regards to Melffys. So Son of a Lag sets up here, goes into Sergio using Paradolia, grabs himself a Celine, allows a search with Abomination's Prison. He's basically set to go. So I set my Solemn Judgment. He chambers, pops my Fenny, which allows me not to be able to do anything. I was trying to get Thanatos on board early. Now that's one thing that happens here, ladies and gents. Because I haven't got Melffy Hide and Seek, and my cards are targeted with card effects, they're easily destroyed, and their attacks aren't the greatest, but that's not really a problem because they can bounce themselves in the battle phase. But because I haven't got Melffy Hide and Seek on board, my Melffys are literally just sitting ducks for any kind of card destruction effects, any kind of quick effect that pops a card on field, which is crazy. Obviously Solemn Judgment is there, but it doesn't do a whole lot. If I had Strike, potentially it would have been a bit more impactful because I would have been able to get rid of his Abominable Unchained Soul, but it is what it is. And you'll see that the advantage just snowballs, and I just literally can't get anything going. He has got an Ash Blossom in hand, so if it did draw into an Obedient School, it probably wouldn't do much, but I don't anyway. Pops his Scythe on my turn, which is just crazy. And every time Sergio uses its effect while it's equipped to Celine, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually it just one-shots you out of resistance, which is crazy. So I get absolutely smoked in that game, and once again shout out to Son of a Lag for putting up with the Melffy shenanigans and just actually playing a few games with me, which was really cool on his part. So ladies and gents, that is the end of the video. Just wanted to showcase a little bit of Melffys and just some of the fun that could be had with the deck. It's by no means a meta deck or even a meta contender or even a rogue contender at that, but it is just something that is fun and it's good to mess about with. And we find ourselves at the end of another video. As always, if you did enjoy this content, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will definitely see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.